Yeah, I just had a couple more things to say. Number one, getting back to what you were saying about the hat. In a situation like that, I would advise that the first thing you do is find out why. You always have to ask why. Don't ever be afraid to ask anybody why for anything. If he says don't wear a hat, ask why. If he says because that's the rule, ask why again. There's always got to be a reason. If it's really prejudice, then that reason will come down to, you know, ignorance or lack of understanding or whatever it is. But you have to ask why. You can't be afraid to dig until you get an answer that's really the true answer. You know, they'll say things like it's bad for our school's public image, or it's against the rules, or because we said so. None of those reasons are valid. You got to find a good reason. And the other thing that I would also advise is don't be afraid to say no. If you're doing something that's Islamically sound, then don't be afraid to say no to anybody. To be a good Muslim, especially in this country, you have to have guts. You have to have guts. You have to be able to do what you want to do. It doesn't matter what anybody says. If you're doing something Islamically sound and somebody tries to criticize you and tells you to do otherwise, for whatever reason, it doesn't even matter who's telling you. If you know in your heart, if you've checked with the Quran and the Sunnah, if you've talked to people who know about Islam and what you're doing is right and what you're doing is valid, then there is nobody in this entire world that should be able to tell you no, ever. So you stand up for what you guys stand up for, and if what you're doing is correct, then God is your witness, and He'll see you through. But